This is the state of absolute blankness. Ashwapati the yogi is pursuing the unknowable. In that pursuit, there is all around total stillness, total calm, no movement, no form, no figure, no name, no object, nothing, nothing, nothing. It's a total blank. In fact, what is experienced is only the being alone, supreme, infinite, eternal, incommunicable, ineffable, indescribable. In other words, all the faculties have fallen silent, and one has, so to say, become speechless. That is what happens when the soul is on the verge of self-discovery. Soul is about to discover itself, and everything from its perspective disappears, totally disappears. There is the absolute stillness. All that surrounds him, all that surrounds it is only a blank, a featureless blank, a gulf of stillness shuts him from the rest of the world. A wall of stillness stands in front of him, and he is unable to see anything beyond. And this is a kind of the night of God, a night of God, night when you can't see anything. You can't see anything because all the faculties of perception have become quiet. They are not operative at all, and therefore it is a night. So Ashwapati is entering a kind of a night of God, a cave of darkness is what he sees in front of him, and it is that cave of darkness which guides him, which guards him from the eternal light. The eternal light cannot enter into that cave of darkness. Well, it also means that his outer nature is no more present there at all. His ego self, his surface personality are totally absent now. The ego is dead, and only what remains is the inconceivable, the blank. The nameless is left behind. The formless is also left behind. There is neither name nor nameless. There is neither form nor formless. Arupa, Anami. There is no name at all. There is no nama. There is no rupa, no form at all. But then, if you enter into that state of blankness, the soul's mission is lost. In fact, reaching that blank cannot be the end of soul's presence here. Soul has not come here to go and enter into that absolute darkness, so to say. Yes, what has happened is the soul has left behind all that is negative, all that is holding you back from the divine. Your ego, the subconscious, the inconscient nature, they have disappeared. So the eternal, no, no, not this, not this, not this, niti, niti, niti. That state has been achieved, which is a positive gain. But that positive gain should also be fulfilling in the sense that there should be, yes, yes, in this state the divine must come and reside here. There should be the divine light, the divine power, the divine joy, the divine presence. All those things should also be there. The eternal no has disappeared, okay, but what about the eternal yes? The soul would not complete its mission unless that eternal yes is also established. Who is going to establish that eternal yes? It is the divine dynamic power who alone can do that. The black veil is lifted of the negative, of the inconscient and subconscient and of ignorance, but the veil of light is still hanging there, and that veil of light can be removed only by the divine Shakti herself is seen. An eye has opened on timelessness. Very good. Infinity takes back the forms it gave. It has taken back all the forms, absorbed. The rays of the sun have returned back into the sun, into the parent sun. Then what remains is only the absolute zero, total blank, absolute zero, shunya. It is in that nothingness, in the shunya, that zero, that one kind of enters into it. There is the zero sign of the Supreme. The zero covers the immortal face. Even the immortal, the ineffable, his face is covered by that zero. The absolute silence. In the meanwhile, what happens is in the absolute silence sleeps the absolute power. If the absolute power sleeps, there cannot be any activity here. And that cannot be the purpose of this creation at all. Yes, the self must be freed from ignorance, from death, from suffering. It must be freed. But to fulfill God here in this creation is God's desire. To be here, that is what God wants. He wants to be here. Of course, what is negating the presence of God, that has to disappear. The self must be freed, but to fulfill God here is God's desire. The condition here is therefore now of the zero covering the immortal's face. That cover can go away, that zero can go away only when the divine dynamic power can start working in this creation. So Ashwapati's yoga now moves in that direction. He approaches the Divine Mother and tells her that look, you have to come and work in this creation. The zero covers an immortal face until she arrives.